Hi class. This week you're going to be reading about Portugal and Spain as well as Prince Henry the Navigator. And so I have a section in this book called The Kingfisher History Encyclopedia. And there's a section called Medieval Explorers. And I thought this would be a great review for us. It introduces Henry the Navigator, but it also talks a little bit about Marco Polo and some of the Vikings. And so this may be a good review for us. All right. Medieval explorers from 1270 to 1490. In the Middle Ages, many bold men made long and often dangerous journeys to distant lands. These new contacts improved trade and spread political influence. Prince Henry the Navigator was responsible for the port city of Ceuta in Morocco. This led to his fascination with ships. He sponsored expeditions and the work that led to a new ship, the caravel. He encouraged more precise map-making and seafaring instruments. The sailors he trained were the first Europeans to undertake long sea voyages. Soon the Portuguese opened up new routes around Africa to India and the Far East. All right? And then I'll tell you what it says under this picture. Camel caravans took Muslim travelers and traders across the deserts of Africa and Asia, making them some of the most traveled people in the medieval period. All right, let's go ahead and read about medieval explorers. The first medieval explorers were the Vikings, who went as far as America, Morocco, and Baghdad. The first account of Central Asia was written by a Franciscan friar, John of Payan del Carpine, who visited the Mongol Khan on behalf of Pope Innocent IV in 1245. The best-known European traveler was Marco Polo, a young Venetian who traveled to meet Kublai Khan in China and remained there for many years. Returning in 1295, he composed a vivid account of his travels. Between 1325 and 1350, Ibn Battuta, a Moroccan lawyer, traveled to Russia, Central Asia, India, southern China, and Africa, writing detailed descriptions of his travels. Admiral Zhang, he was sent by the Chinese Ming Emperor Yongle on 7 naval expeditions between 1405 and 1433. His fleet sailed to Indonesia, India, Persia, Mecca, and East Africa, establishing diplomatic relations and extending China's political influence over maritime Asia. Zhang He took back gifts to the emperor, including spices and exotic animals. All right, this picture says Kublai Khan sent Marco Polo on various journeys, including to the Chinese borders of Tibet. Polo told of how they burned bamboo on the campfire, which caused loud crackling noises that terrified the horses. However, the noise also scared off wild animals. Now this is about Prince Henry the Navigator. Henry was the son of the King of Portugal. At the age of 21, he discovered treasures in Morocco that had been carried overland from Shanghai and Senegal to West Africa. He was curious to know if these places could be reached by sea. So after about 1420, Henry paid Portuguese sailors to explore the coast of Africa. Encouraged by their discoveries, he built a school of navigation at Sardes in Portugal to train sailors for further voyages of discovery. By the time Prince Henry died in 1460, Portuguese explorers had reached what is now Sierra Leone. Henry's work inspired later Portuguese explorers to sail farther down the coast of West Africa, seeking a sea route to India and to the Far East. The world was now on the verge of a great expansion of international contact. The Chinese could have been the first international travelers, but its emperors preferred isolation, and traders were discouraged from travel. Muslims had also traveled far and wide, though by 1500 they had lost their urge to expand further. Meanwhile, the Europeans were about to change their inward-looking policies and seek new horizons. This is what I would call foreshadowing, because in 4th grade, you are going to pick up on where this leaves off when it comes to discoveries. So, may this serve as a little taste of what is coming. Let's go ahead and read the captions with these pictures. The incredible journeys of medieval travelers covered thousands of miles. The greatest of these travelers were Marco Polo, Ibn Battuta, and Zheng He. Marco Polo first visited China with his father, a Venetian trader. He stayed there longer, playing an active role in the court of Kublai Khan. He was even sent on missions for the Khan around China and to Pagan in Burma. And then here's Ibn Battuta, was a lifelong traveler from North Africa who wrote lengthy accounts of his journeys. He traveled to Africa and Russia, to Morocco and India, and by sea to southern China. His stories were the most accurate and useful of all the accounts written by medieval travelers. Admiral Zhang He's fleet of huge ocean-going junks were specifically built for his expeditions. On his first voyage, his fleet consisted of 62 of these ships. And then right over here, it's about Marco Polo. Marco Polo was away from Venice for 25 years. His overland journey to China took 4 years, and the return journey by sea from China to Persia, then overland, took 3. He acted as a regional governor and ambassador for the Khan. While in China, the Khan welcomed many foreigners, and he found Europeans to be very unusual, exotic visitors. All right, that's going to be it for this reading. Thank you.